All right, I am back. All right, let me get you guys off mute, and we're about to start. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first official episode of the EXP4ALL live show. This is going to be our podcast show that we'll be doing every single week, pretty much. Every single week that we can make it on our official Twitch channel. If you guys were here during our E3 2016 live show or E3 2015 live show, it's going to kind of be similar to that. Oh, and I hear feedback from somebody, but I'm not sure who it is. Let me double check. Let me... Oh, wait, no, never mind. It was me. It was actually me. All right. Anyway, but yeah. So we were here during our E3. If you were here during our E3 2016 live show or our E3 2015 live show, welcome back. This is still our official home. This is still our official Twitch channel, and we'll be streaming here pretty much every single week, basically giving you guys some of the latest video game related news that's come out over the past week, as well as a specific topic. We'll have a specific topic we'll be touching on every single week, pretty much related to video games. So, with that said, this week we'll obviously be going into some of the latest video game news that has come out, and I want to say that things have been a little bit slow for the past few months. I mean, since E3 2016, things have been a little bit slow, but now, since we're kind of moving out of that summer phase into that autumn phase, companies are either readying up to release their holiday titles that they announced during E3 2016, or they're announcing a lot more details about them. And yeah, we kind of got some announcements regarding some of those titles today. But before we go into that, we're going to talk about what games we've been playing this past week. So let's start with you, Rachel. What games have you been playing this week? Tomb Raider. Now, are we talking? Okay, are we talking about the first Tomb Raider, the one on the? Are we talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider or the first one? Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, wait a second here. This thing actually closed out. All right, that's cool. James, let's go to you. What have you been focusing on this week in terms of video games? Lethal League. That sounds really familiar, but I feel like I've completely forgotten about it. Gotcha. Oh, okay. All right, sounds pretty cool. So you sound like you're playing quite a few titles then. Will, what about you? Are you still? What have you been playing? Pokemon Go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so how many Pokemon have you caught so far in Pokemon Go? How many unique Pokemon have you caught so far? Wow. Okay, so 70 unique Pokemon though, so you're pretty close. Jeez. All right. Well, I have been playing. Jeez, what have I been playing? I guess new titles. I guess I've been playing been playing a little bit of that Legion pre-patch, World of Warcraft. I basically hopped back into it this week, and I'm completely lost as usual. I have no idea what to do, but I did finish the starting dungeon of it, and I'm not going to spoil anything here, but I don't know. Blizzard, what are you doing with your story? What are you doing with your story, man? But I do feel like the story is a lot more interesting now than it was, I don't know, like the past 2 or 3 expansions. So Yeah, I think I could get behind the lore once again now. I'll try to get more into it, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing this week. That is new. Yeah, next week I'm waiting for King of Fighters 14, and I'll probably be grinding that out next week. So yeah, anyway, that's basically all I've been playing. So, all right, well, I guess we could transition into the news then. You know what? I'm gonna let you go first, James, with your article, if you're all ready to go with that. All right, sounds good.
It got taken down pretty quickly in just a few days. So
Jeez.
much like Project M, Project Uranium, the new Pokemon game, and anything along those lines, they always get taken down. So it's kind of sad that he worked really hard, but then now it has to be passed around privately and pirated. But if you can get your hands on it, you really got to try this out because it is worth looking for to see what like just one man with the help of just a few others can do to like bring back this classic game that doesn't get enough attention.
Dang, nice. I mean, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that it got taken down because, I mean, it wasn't even up for that long before they took it down,
A few
right?
days.
Yeah. God.
I downloaded it immediately, knowing that I wouldn't be able to later.
And I mean, so Metroid 2, I didn't even know about Metroid 2. So wait, is it
Exactly.
okay? So Return of Samus, is that the actual title of Metroid 2,
It
or
is Metroid 2: Return of Samus.
See, I've never heard of that title before. I've never heard
Yeah.
of it before. What
Yeah.
what platform did that launch on anyway?
That was on the Game Boy, the OG black and white Game Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, came out in 1991 in North America. Actually, before Japan, which is unusual. But yeah, it's basically I don't want to look at the plot to spoil myself because I haven't finished it yet, obviously. But you return to the original planet, and you fight Metroids and you explore, and so it's basically any other Metroid game, but it gets almost no attention because honestly, it's kind of ugly. Like even I think the original Metroid holds up better because it's got a good color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And then Super Metroid, of course, blows out of the water. Everyone thinks that's like one of the best games ever made. So, this getting the HD remake, if you will, it being 16 bits, kind of goes against that. Really adds life to it and makes it worth playing.
Definitely. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that it got taken down. I mean, I feel like a lot of these, I guess you could say, indie developers, they do a really good job on these, and they're basically just doing what everybody wishes Nintendo would do, but Nintendo just completely ignores the community to a certain degree, and they just do not make these titles. They don't. I mean, they've been working on a lot of HD remakes in the past, but a lot of these really hardcore classic titles they haven't really touched on. It's kind of stuff that's been like, you know, N64, GameCube, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if somebody really wanted to get their hands on it, they'd be able to torrent it. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's tournament.
I'm not going to say I have the full download that maybe I could, be contacted and deliver, but I suppose that could be arranged.
Right.
Well, everyone should know that Nintendo will never allow anyone else to use their license.
Right.
Of course.
They've
It makes
made
you
a,
hope. Go ahead.
They've made a pretty big show of that ever since they kind of bombed out on the what do you call it? What was when Nintendo sold out like Zelda and a couple Mario games to some third party. I think it was another Sony company. What the hell was it?
The games for the CDI.
Yeah,
Oh,
CDI.
the CDI
the Wand of
games.
Gamelon, the best game ever made.
Yeah, they haven't allowed anyone to touch their
Yeah.
properties since then.
Well, if there's any good
'Cause-
reason not to do it, the Wand of Gamelon certainly is it.
Well, not only that, but I don't think they can afford right now to let anyone else, whether it's free or not, use their property.
Yeah. They need all they can get.
Yep. And yeah, I remember last year. I think it was last year. They shut down Project M, which was
Yeah.
basically a mod of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and
An incredibly awesome mod for
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yep.
That's probably some of the best Smash you can play, especially competitively.
Yep.
But because Nintendo got rid of it, it doesn't get almost any attention. It's a side event at every single big Smash tournament these days.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, it's just a little disappointing to see because of the fact that like Nintendo is, they have one of the best game communities that can, you have a lot of people that are devoted to a lot of their games and are willing to create games for them. It's almost just kind of, ridiculous how they've been like very coveted and they, not working with them. That's what surprises me at times.
Well,
Especially,
I think Nintendo lost touch with their fan base a long time ago. And now they're just kind of scrambling to catch up with the times.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Yep.
Where's my new Metroid? that isn't Federation Fighters. 'Cause that's exactly what we wanted. Was a squad-based shooter in the Metroid series. Like, please make a 2D platformer. Anyone?
Yeah.
Hopefully that stuff is coming. Hopefully it's coming. All right. Well, I guess we can move on to the next article then. All right. So this is one that kind of hit me hard, just like this one hit you hard, James.
I know what this one is.
Final Fantasy 15
Don't
delayed,
do it.
man.
No.
It's getting delayed.
That sucks.
I know.
Ugh. Like, who wouldn't have predicted this? Honestly, like a game that's was announced 10 years ago, like gets delayed. Like, the gods are fickle.
I mean, honestly, when I heard about this, I was like, if I thought about Final Fantasy 15 being delayed, I would believe it. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But it just caught me off guard because I was like, we're so close to September. We're so close. Delayed.
Not
oh
happening.
my god. So I mean,
Delays
Almost every major game these days is delayed.
Yeah. They just happen so often. It's just like once it gets close, it's like, oh, it's gonna be delayed most likely. Like No Man's Sky, it happened like how many times?
oh yeah. That,
Well, it's like any other market. They try and go with the best case scenario and judge what they think will be the earliest time they'll get it.
Mhm.
But as someone who's working in the industry, there's rarely any chance they'll actually get it all done on time. Or at least sooner than they think they will.
yeah.
On top of publishers wanting it out ASAP.
Yeah.
And developers being like, yeah, we can't do that, or here's your broken game.
I mean, I don't really mind them taking the extra 2 months to make sure everything's polished up because it seems like that was the reasoning behind it. September 30th, I believe, was the original launch date, but now it's been pushed to November 29th. And I don't know why, but I feel like November is just like such a suiting month for Final Fantasy to release. And I think I found out about Final Fantasy 15 originally when it was versus 13. I think it was November of 2006. So this is like
When dinosaurs roamed
wow.
the earth.
this is like exactly 10 years later. So I mean, it's kind of fitting in my opinion, but I know a lot of people are like really, really, really devastated about it. But it's only 2 months. At least we're not waiting till 2017 for it. So
That's true. That is very true.
I mean, I can't really cry too much. But I think a lot of people are still wondering. Well, I'm still wondering because I actually watched. I don't know if you guys seen the 12 minutes of the movie that they're doing. It's kind of like a prequel movie that they're doing for Final Fantasy 15.
Kingsglaive.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think that was originally supposed to launch alongside Final Fantasy 15. I know they're showing it in theaters in some places, but it's like, I mean, there's no showings here where we are, as far as I know. But
I wonder if I can see
Oh.
it.
there's supposed to be a Blu-ray release, and I believe it was supposed to be on the same day the game was launching, but they haven't really announced yet if that's being pushed to November as well, or if we could pick that up on September 30th. So I'm kind of hoping that's available to everybody before the game launches, so then they can kind of get caught up with the story a little bit, just kind of like the events leading up to Final Fantasy 15. But I guess
Well, well, more than likely, both have already been finished. They're just trying to finish up some other stuff on the side and for other day one updates and that kind of stuff. So most likely, most of it's already done anyways. So especially a Blu-ray like that. So I couldn't imagine it would be delayed unless they just want to do it all at once.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I can't even see Final Fantasy 15 not selling well because the anticipation is so high. I mean, this is like 10 years worth of anticipation. Anybody who's even had a remote interest in this game throughout the past 10 years is probably going to pick it up at this point.
The hype is real.
So,
that is true.
They're going to sell a ton of copies. Even if the game does turn out to be complete trash, it's going to sell very well. So, I think their concern in the first place was this one not doing well because, I don't know, I saw something a while back about if Final Fantasy 15 didn't do well, it would be their last Final Fantasy game or something like that. But I don't think they really have to worry.
I don't know. I think the mountain of money they're going to make off Kingdom Hearts, if it ever comes out,
I know.
which also I'm incredibly worried about from this being delayed again. Like, see you in like 2024 when we get the first trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, if the mountain of money they're going to make off those two games, they could make Final Fantasy for the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You would hope.
I completely
And
forgot
then Final
about
Fantasy
7.
VII's coming out too.
Yeah. Eventually.
All right. Well, yep. So, I mean, November 29th, I mean, it's not that long of a wait. So, give me more time to save up for the Ultimate Edition because I really wanted to get that. But they're like, pre-orders are all sold out for it right now. All right. So, moving on to the next article. I guess I will touch on this one as well. So, Bungie I think Bungie was the first company to do a Gamescom, like, pre-Gamescom live show this year. I think they were the first people to do it. And as expected, they touched on Destiny, and finally they announced the most requested feature for the game since its launch. Custom games for multiplayer for PvP coming to the game. I'm really, really, really excited about this. So pretty much everything you'd expect from a custom games function is going to be incorporated into there. So up to 12 players, so you can do, 6v3s, you can do 2v2s, 4v4s, all that kind of stuff. It's really nice for people who like to organize tournaments or like to organize scrims or just want to play with their friends, because as of now, you can't play against your friends. You could just party up with them, and then you guys can either go into a dungeon or a raid or a matchmaking PvP session against an opposing team, but you can't really set up games with just your friends. So this was a highly requested feature from the community, and let's see, Destiny came out in 2014, so 2 years later, after like 3 expansions, they're finally giving it to us. And to be very honest, I didn't expect them to announce it for this upcoming expansion that's launching this September, which is Rise of Iron. I thought they were going to wait till Destiny 2, which is supposed to come out in 2017, because this is such a highly requested feature. I kind of just thought maybe they'll just announce it for Destiny 2, which will really make people want to buy it. But it's coming out sooner than I thought, so I'm pretty happy about that. Are any of you guys Destiny players? Have any of you guys picked up the game before?
Nope.
I played the game before. The only thing I didn't really like about Destiny was that, like, it just was very, very multiplayer focused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically an MMO.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, and so, like, I didn't realize that at the time. And so when I picked it up, I mean, I liked the game. It was, I thought the lore was interesting, but I didn't, I haven't finished it. So I might, maybe, if I get a group of friends.
Did you purchase any of the expansions, or do you just have the regular version?
I just have the regular version.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I usually get the season pass if I like the game. So if I like the game, then I usually get the season pass.
Oh, okay.
Or expansions.
Oh, yeah, that also reminds me. So basically, alongside of the announcement of custom games, I think they announced this a day before. So people who are looking to get into Destiny that don't have it yet, they're announcing they announced a Destiny collection. the collection, I think they're calling it. It's basically the first game along with the first two, I want to call them minor expansions. And then it also comes with the first main expansion, which is the Taken King, which came out last year. And it's also coming with the second main expansion, Rise of Iron, which comes out in September. So it's basically all Destiny content bundled into one download. You could pre-purchase it digitally right now, or you buy it the physical copy on September 20th. So it's basically everything you need. And as far as I know, Rise of Iron is going to be the last expansion for Destiny 1, because next year Destiny 2 comes out. So I think this is pretty much all the content. So pretty much you'll be fully caught up. You'll have everything you need going into Destiny 2. So if any of you guys are looking to get into Destiny this year, that's what you want to pick up. So thank you, Bungie. Really excited for custom games this September. All right.
One thing Bungie does right: custom games.
Yep.
Kind of set the standard for it.
Yep. Waiting for so long. All right. So moving on to the next article here. So Titanfall 2. This is one of those titles a lot of people are really, really excited about. I did not play the first one, though. Did any of you guys play the first one?
I did.
No.
How did you like the first one, James?
It is fun. It's basically Call of Duty with giant robots, of course. So certainly, if you enjoyed Call of Duty, it's definitely up your alley. And the robots were definitely really fun. It was very fresh compared to, I think, Call of Duty Ghosts was the one that was out in conjunction with that.
Oh god!
And it was definitely a lot more entertaining than Ghosts.
Yeah.
While I think it wasn't an amazingly balanced game, there were some abilities you needed to use for your Titans and such things like that. And also, of course, it being a multiplayer only game, with the matches not being very exciting because you would play against people, but there would also be AI on each team.
Oh, okay.
That kind of just buffer it out to justify having these big maps and giant robots, of course. Which I think certainly took out some of the excitement when you could just mow through these infantry units and win a multiplayer match. But I believe the second one is adding the single player that everybody wanted, which there's so much potential because there was a story to it,
right?
To the multiplayer. So I think they could make a better sequel out of this.
Yeah, rumors suggest that, well, for one, it's no longer exclusive. Not that it was exactly exclusive anyways. Xbox just like to claim that. And supposedly they suggest they're adding a single player.
Yeah, a single player is coming. Yep.
Yeah, because I think it kind of had the same issue Evolve had, where people just didn't want a complete multiplayer like that.
Yep.
And it sounded like I guess I'm not entirely positive I understood. It sounded like they were going to emphasize the human component and maybe expand on a skill tree of some sort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, all the customization that was good was in the Titans. Honestly, the weapons for humans were either stupidly broken. There was literally a pistol where if you just held the trigger, it would hit whatever's on the screen, and it was broken. But the Titans could have actual fun varying weapons, so they definitely needed to add more for the infantry combat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I never played the first one, but I mean, I heard mixed reviews about it, so
Yeah.
it's
Didn't
nice
live up to the hype, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to hear you guys' input on it, though. But if you do want to get your hands on the second one, though, so this week the studio founder, Respawn Entertainment, I think his name is Vince Zampella. I think that's how you pronounce it. So basically, he stated on Twitter that gamers should keep the next 2 weekends free because apparently a beta is coming, I think, yesterday or the day before yesterday. I can't really remember. They announced at Gamescom that, the beta is on the way this week, I believe. So it's an open beta, but it's only available on PS4 and Xbox One. PC users are being left out. So if you're looking forward to playing it on PC,
choke on it.
Granted, I played the beta for the first one on PC, and it was the worst running thing I've ever done on my computer.
God.
The textures did not even exist. I could barely get into a tutorial. So maybe it's the same case, which certainly does not bode well for their game. But
So,
better
okay,
to
so
put it on
you're-
something that sells it well.
So you're saying it was just really buggy. It wasn't more that your computer couldn't handle it.
I think it was much more that the beta was just definitely server overload. It was the first day, and that happens to almost every game these days.
Gotcha.
And betas are betas.
Yeah.
It's their job to be broken in some way.
Well, I am excited for it to be on PS4. I do find that PS4 tends to have the better graphics. And I do like it on PC, but I am excited for that. So I'll definitely try to get it on that.
Yeah, hopefully if we can get space in the beta, because I'm pretty sure servers will be overloaded. We'll be waiting a while to get in, but hopefully I'll be able to test out the game a little bit on either Xbox One or PS4. So, yeah, so pretty excited for that. I forget when the game launches. I think it launches in October, right?
I believe so. I believe it is an October release date, from what I remember at E3.
Yeah.
Most of the major
October
games were
28th.
released October.
October 28th, you said?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
just in time for Christmas.
Well, all right. Yeah, that's definitely one a lot of people are looking forward to pick up. So, all right. Moving on to the final article. So we got PlayStation 4 system update 4.0. So this is for you guys who are PlayStation 4 owners. So the 4.0 update is basically supposed to be a huge, giant update, kind of like what Microsoft does, I guess, annually with their Xbox consoles. So we're getting a UI refresh. So the PS4's main interface is basically getting a UI refresh. They didn't really showcase what it looks like, but I'm kind of hoping they get rid of the whole cross media bar sort of thing. I mean, I know the new PlayStation 4 UI isn't entitled the cross media bar, but it still has that cross media bar look. And I'm kind of hoping they change it up a little bit. I just wanted to be something different. I don't know about you guys, but like the main UI interface is like a huge part for me. Like that's what you see every single time you boot up the console. It's a pretty important deal to me. But so yeah, the UI is getting refreshed, and then we got quick menus. So instead of when you press that the middle button, the PlayStation button, so instead of when you're in game and when you press it, instead of it bringing up the whole menu, basically like half of your screen will showcase the menu, kind of like what the Xbox One has now, where you double tap on the Xbox controller or on the Xbox symbol, and then it'll kind of bring up your friends list and everything on the side. So PlayStation is to be adding that, something like that, something similar to that to the PlayStation 4 with the update. So you can basically access your parties, your favorite groups, communities, and stuff like that without basically completely exiting your gameplay. So you can kind of just multitask a little bit.
Cool.
So yeah, that's pretty nice. And then they're updating the share menu a little bit, so hopefully it'll be easier to share things. Let's see here. It's going to save your last social network you shared video clips and screenshots on. So hopefully that means you won't have to like complete or keep signing into stuff over and over again. Then we got folders and library organization update, kind of your typical stuff. So I guess they're just adding more flexibility there. Trophy improvements, so you'll be able to view your trophies offline. Will, I'm pretty sure that's something you're pretty hype about because I know you're a trophy hunter. And yeah, you'll be able to view your entire trophy collection without internet connection. So, if your internet goes down or if you don't have internet, check out your trophies, which is pretty nice. And then they are updating user profile options. So basically we'll have more control over profile customization, which is pretty nice. That's always nice because I feel like Sony has always been kind of restricting with that, especially back in the like PS4, PSP day or PS3, PSP days when we always had to use a custom avatar. It had to be like a Sony character or something. You guys remember that? Like you weren't able to upgrade your own profile picture. Like you had to use something that Sony had for you. It was kind of dumb, but they changed that with the PS4. You could use your own images now and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll be able to change our backgrounds on our user profiles, all kinds of stuff. So that's all only a taste of like what's coming in the 4.0 update. A lot of stuff is going to be announced at a later time, but I believe the beta is going to be available for some people as early as August 15th. So that was a few days ago. And I wasn't even aware that Sony offered like a beta program for PS4 users, kind of like what Xbox has with the preview program. I had no idea that they offered something like that.
Yeah, they do. I did a while ago. I did a beta program for their PlayStation Now
Oh, okay.
component, and it was interesting. So,
Yeah, I heard PS Now isn't even doing that well these days. Apparently,
no.
they're taking PS3 games off of it or something like that. But
Well,
yeah, that's pretty much what's coming with the update. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying with PS9 to make sure like everyone in your household, at least in my experience, is not using the internet in order to have enough bandwidth to load up the game and play it.
Oh, right, because you're streaming it and stuff.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and since games take a lot more bandwidth than like video streams, it's like it's just ridiculous. At least in my experience. I'm not sure what other people have. I mean, if you have better internet, it might be better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's nice to see that Sony's maintaining their PS4 a little bit. So, and I'm actually expecting us to see this, the brand new, like this whole, I guess you could say this whole dashboard update. I'm expecting to see all this in action when they announce the PS 4.5 or the PS Neo. We'll probably see how the 4.0 is 4.0 update is running on that. So hopefully that's not too long.
Is anybody gonna get the PS Neo?
I think I'm gonna get it.
You think you're gonna get it?
The only reason why I am going to buy it is because they're not like, hey guys, PlayStation 5 is also coming out next year, kind of like what Xbox is doing with the Scorpio. So I'm like, I mean, if this is going to be their last console for a while, then yeah, I don't mind getting it. But
Well, supposedly this may be the last console generation, or like Scorpio and 4.5 might be the last console generation in general.
right, yeah,
Oh.
Because, I mean, it's been known for a while they've kind of hit the technological wall. I mean, it kind of explains why Nintendo's supposedly going with chips and all that. Because technically they do perform better. It's just more complicated.
Mhm.
At this point,
But-
they have to find the smallest improvements they can to be the best.
Yeah,
That's true.
but Blu-ray's hit the wall. Like, there's no getting better than it already is. So literally all they can actually improve at this point is how well it works. And even that hardware-wise, they've kind of hit the wall, it seems,
yeah. I think
without becoming a straight-up PC.
4K and just VR are just the end game right now. So, and basically the PS4 can do that right now. I think. Well, I don't think it can play